friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Hi, my name is Rosie, and thank you so much for taking a moment out of your busy day to spend a few moments with me. I really appreciate it. So in today's video, I am unboxing the newest little tool machine accessory into my studio that I have been wanting for so long. So I have been looking at this button press by We Are Makers for literal years. But it was hard for me to really justify purchasing because I wasn't quite sure how much I was going to use it. But recently I just said, you know what, I have been wanting this for so long. I think it's time that I actually add this little bad boy to my studio and to my accessories, to my crafting lineup, so I can make some different types of projects. So I went ahead and I purchased it. So I got this. It is the all-in-one kit. I also purchased a few additional pieces. Let me just show you what I purchased, and then we'll go ahead and we will open up this box. So let me just get all of this together here. Okay, so let me just show you what else I purchased for this button press. Now, originally I was going to purchase all the different sizes that we can do as far as attachments, but I wanted to see how this worked, like in and of itself, before I started to purchase all of the different accessories to make all the different sizes and shapes and all of that. But what I did know I needed was some additional backup pieces so that I didn't run out anytime soon. So what I did was, they have this great bundle that you can pick up for the different sizes. So for the large size, which is about 2 1/4 inches, I picked up their refill to make 100. So each of these packages gives you an additional 100 buttons that you could potentially create. So I've got the large, and then I've got the medium, and then I've got the small. So that way I shouldn't run out anytime soon. So it was great just to pick it up now. That way I have it, I can put it aside, and I can just create as I see fit. Let me just see, I think each one, so let's see. The large is 2 1/4 inches. The medium is about 1.45 inches, and then the small is about an inch. It's about 0.98 inches, so just under an inch. So for each size or package that you get, so for instance with the large, you get enough to make 100 buttons. You have 300 pieces total that's in here, because you need 3 pieces to do 1 button. So you've got the front, the back, and the acetate. So you have 3 pieces for each button. So 100 buttons, and you have 300 pieces to make that 100. Same thing goes for the small as well as the medium. So that's really good there. I am really liking this, and I feel so much better knowing that I have refills should I need them. So let's go ahead and now open up the box. Okay, what I love about this all-in-one kit is that you get absolutely everything to create small, medium, and large buttons right off the bat. So you get 104 pieces in this whole kit. So that's what I like about that, is that you get some stuff to begin with. I mean, look at all of these pretty buttons. Okay, so let's go ahead and look to see what all we get. Oh, okay. So right off the bat, in this all-in-one kit, you get enough material to create 10 of each buttons. So you get to make 10 small, 10 medium, and 10 large, which is great, great, great. Okay, let's go ahead and open up this package right quickly. Okay. All right, let's just see here. Come on. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take everything out of the box and then I'll be right back. I'm going to push this off just a moment here and let's see what all is included here. Okay, so let's see if we can get rid of this box. Let's see. Oh, okay, so here's our buttons. So we have enough to make 10. So I've got the large, I've got the medium, and then the small. So there are those. Push that off to the side for a second. And then we have these plastic pieces, which I believe, but we'll find out soon enough, that if we place one on the inside of the back piece, we can use it as a little embellishment as opposed to a button. So we've got enough for those. And then let's just open up our piece here. Look at how pristine and white it is. I'm going to move all of these little pieces here. I don't want to scratch my mat. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and just, let's see, open this up like this. Oop, okay. Oh, very nice. Okay, so we've got this piece here. See, I'm going to move this over just a skosh here. Okay, let's go ahead and open up these pieces. Grab my... Okay. That piece. Get rid of this. Move that over to the side for a second, and we will just continue to open up all these pieces. I have not been this excited to open up a craft item in such a long time. So here we have these pieces here. Keep those all together. Let's open up the next one. And why don't we just do the same thing while we have it. Okay. There's that. And let's open up the last one. Okay. Okay, so we've opened up everything that was in our box. Now let's go ahead and kind of put it together and let's test it out. I'm going to go ahead and let's see. I'm going to go ahead and pick out some different scrapbook paper that I think I want to use as my test, and we shall see. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to go rummage through my scraps and see what I want to use. Okay, I grabbed one of my scrap pieces, my little box here, just to kind of see what I have, and let me just see here real quick. I see right off the bat that I've got this little Ziploc bag full of, are these 3x4 or, let me see here. Oh, these are, okay, these are cut apart. Yep, these are all cut apart. Okay, so I don't want to use those. Okay, so let's see here. I've got tons and tons. Now, I know that I don't need that big of a piece. So, and I have nothing really in mind that I want to do it for, hold on a second, let me just think. Okay, so let's just see here. Oh, I like this one, but no. Let's see, this one's kind of pretty, so let's put that off to the side. I do want to do one of each. So here's another one, and let's do one more. Let's try and find something that has smaller print to it. So if I use it on the small button, it will appear better. Let's see here. I'm just kind of doing this. They're kind of pretty, right? Let's put that off as a maybe. And let's just see here. I'm just going to pick out maybe just a couple more. I don't know which one I'm going to go with. It's all just... Oh. This one's kind of different. I like that it has a sheen to it. Alright, let's try that. Ooh, I have some nice bee flower. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so I've laid out our elements out on the desk just so that you can kind of see. So we've got our button press itself. Then we have our large items that we need, our medium, small, and then here is another. So for each of the sizes, you're going to see this circular one here. This has multiple kind of uses, we'll say. This will show you the size that it's going to cut out. So you can put your scrapbook paper underneath it and kind of see what's going to be showing. So you know exactly where you can cut it out. If you want a little bit more, you can do that. So it has a kind of like a little preview of what size you're going to need for each of the buttons. As well, on the back side, there's going to be this foam that's on the bottom side. There is a die that is in between these two foam pieces, and that's actually what's going to cut out the piece of paper that you need. So there is that. Okay, first things first, we need to attach the base. Let me just move my scrapbook paper out of the way. Just gonna bring in my button press. So these two white pieces are the base. So we're going to go ahead and just place this on the bottom, just like that. And then you're going to notice that there's a little magnetic piece here, and that's going to help attach it to the top. We have these little indents, and we're just going to match those up to these. So let's see here, like this. It's hard to do with my hands the way they are. There we go. And see, the magnetic helps it to attach and stick. So now we have our bases all done. Okay, so now that we have the base all attached, just like that. What's a nice little feature of this is now that we have the base all done and ready for some die cutting, we can easily just kind of push this very slightly, and you can notice that this comes out and it swivels back and forth. That is so, and it does it on the opposite side as well, that is so that you can very easily put down your pieces, and you can make sure that things are centered, because if it didn't move, you'd have like no real way to see what's in the center. So this was a nice little addition that they did to the button press. All right, so there is that. I'd like to make one of each of these buttons. So let's go ahead and create with our large button. Let's see, I'm looking through the different pieces, and again, I've got my little viewing opening here, so let's see, we could do, that one's really pretty. That one is pretty as well. Little Maggie Holmes. Let's see. Even that's really pretty. Or this one here. And you know what? I like this right off the bat. So let's go ahead and cut myself a piece. Now, I'm going to say we need, let's see, 3.5, 3.5. Okay, we need about a 3.5 by 3.5 piece. And I am going to kind of just open up, let's see, kind of looking. I want to see if there's a way that I can get all the colors all at once. That one's really pretty like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just cut myself a piece like that, and then I can definitely hold on to these scraps so I can use them again. All right, so let's just make sure. Let's see, I've got all the colors represented. Okay, so let's go ahead and attach our bases. So we've got our flat piece here. This goes on the bottom. And then this goes in the top. There we go. So now we have that. Let's go ahead now and let's see, I'm just going to stand up for this because I think it's just easier. So let's see here. I want, okay, let's see. I'm going to remove just a little bit here. There we go. Just so that it gives me a little bit more room. Okay, let's do that. Oh, let's see. I'm going to go ahead because I have this piece a little bit bigger. I'm just going to cut like all the way around it. I think it's just going to make it that much easier for me. Okay. Like that. Like that. Okay, and then press. That's going to give us our die cutting. Okay, let's go ahead and swing this open. And there is our perfect little circle. Let's get rid of the excess and all this garbage here real quickly. Okay, now if we wanted to, we know that we need to do maybe a 3x3. If we do a 3x3 piece of scrap, that'll fit in the middle and it'll give us a perfect circle. Okay, so we've got that. We're all done now with our die cutting, right? So I'm going to just remove these pieces, push them off to the side. We're done with this piece here. I'll move this off to the side for a second. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to attach these. So we're going to use these now in two steps. We're going to do step A, where we line all of the A up together. So it'll be A arrow, and then once we're done with that, we'll switch it to B. So it'll be arrow B, like that. So and each one is, again, is marked. So we've got base and top. So let's go ahead and do our base and just kind of snap it in there. And then let's go ahead. We're going to attach this one here to A and just kind of push it in there. There we go. And then let's just move on. Ooh, let's do this one here. I think this one will be better. There we go. And then switch to A. Okay, so now I've got, now when I look at it, I can see A, arrow, A, arrow. So I've got all my pieces there. So now what I need to do is I need to sandwich all of my pieces together. So now what we need to do is we need to work with our top layer pieces first. So we're gonna leave our back piece, the piece that pins, off to the side for a second because we're not going to use that. We need to use our top piece first. Like that, and just plop it in. And then it's our scrapbook paper, and then our Mylar sheet or acetate. Let's see, make sure it's all in there nice and straight. Okay, now that we have our sandwich all put together, let's go ahead and swivel this in. It's gonna kind of snap into place. We're gonna double check that we have everything lining up. So I've got arrow, arrow, A, arrow, arrow. So everything looks good. We're gonna go ahead and, there we go, press it down really, really hard. Release. Now, if we go ahead and swivel this out, you'll notice that our sandwich pieces are now have been installed into the upper top of our little piece here. So now our base is empty. So now here's where we're going to add in the back of our button. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and just place in our back or bottom piece, the piece that has the little pin, so you can attach it to whatever it is that you want to attach it to. And just for frame of reference, the part that has the rough edges, you want that pointing out. So the part that has the pin, that is going to be on the bottom, just so you know. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to do that now. We need to do everything with the B. So we just did lining up everything with the A, right? Now we're going to switch it because now we're on to the next step, and we're going to do step B. Let me see, is that right? Yep. Okay, so now I've got arrow, B, B, arrow. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add this. Again, the rough edges are pointing up. Throw that in there. Now, does it matter? Let's think about this. Which way my button is in. Okay, one thing I do want to make mention of, and I'm not sure how that's all gonna plan out, but let me just see here. If I was to take this out, right? So we have this back piece is going to be directional, right? Because when you pin this to something, it's automatically going to look in this fashion. So if you have pattern paper that is directional, you just want to make sure that you're putting it in the right way so that when you pin it to something, it's going to be upright. Do you know what I mean? In this particular instance, it doesn't matter because my print is non-directional, so it doesn't really matter. But let's go ahead and just plop that in. I'm going to go ahead and swivel this right back again. Okay, let's lift it up, and let's see here. What happened? What did we do? All right, let's go ahead and remove. Oh, very nice. My edges are all crisp and pinched where they need to be. Oh, I love that. Okay, that came out super, super pretty. Oh my goodness, it has endless amount of possibilities. Love, love, love this. Okay, so there is the large one. Oh my goodness. And then we can keep on going and do the other sizes. Oh my goodness, look at how sweet that little B button is. I love it. Okay, and just like that, I was able to create 3 new buttons in 3 sizes. How adorable is that? I can see us having lots of fun creating all kinds of different things with this. Oh my goodness, I am so excited. All right, so let's see. So there is that, and pretty simple as far as putting it all together for the first time. Very, very nice. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and figure out what my best storage solution is going to be so that I have all my pieces together and it's all arranged so that I can just pull like one thing out if I want to do small buttons, large buttons, medium buttons, like that. Okay, so I quickly just kind of organize it in the way that I think I want to keep this. And I have several of these mesh bags that I picked up from Target not too long ago. So I thought that I would use one of them for all of my pieces. And then I had some extra bins, the XOXO bins, and I put the small and the medium together, and I put the large in the larger one. And I think that's how I'm going to keep everything nicely sorted, keep it organized. That way when I'm ready to start doing a project, I have everything needed to get started. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you have, guys, thank you so much. Your support goes an awful long way in helping my channel out. All right, friends, until the next time, stay safe, be kind, and keep it creative.